Welcome in. We got back-to-back Dynasty and Beers action. We got to catch up, Dan. So,
two nights in a row. So we were off for about a week around just after the NFL draft. So we're catching up, making up for lost time here, making sure we cover everything that's been going on. Of course, we had a big George Pickens trade in the NFL. We're going to jump into that in a moment. But first, you were asking my advice about the startup that you're in, and I said, hey, let's just do it on the stream. Might as well. So what you got going on here?
Do you think we should just start with the Pickens one? Because I completely forgot about that. I just feel like we should almost just address that.
I should do that first?
I thought we should address that so we can get into the weeds of startup and there's just two. We'll get too sidetracked. You know us. So
let's not bury the lead here. Yeah, George Pickens was a blockbuster trade in the NFL. I mean, kind of out of the blue. I mean, I think we expected it to happen potentially during the NFL draft, and it didn't. That was kind of a letdown. I'm sure a lot of dynasty managers out there that own George Pickens were hoping he'd get moved because it just kind of seemed like a bit of a wasteland there in Pittsburgh. You don't really have a quarterback there. They traded for DK Metcalf, who's kind of a similar receiver. So it's kind of an awkward fit, and it's added target competition, and it just kind of seemed like the vibes weren't good there, and it just seemed like Pickens could use a fresh start, better environment, hopefully a better quarterback. And it seems like he got that. I mean, he goes to the Cowboys offense. You got Dak Prescott there. Of course, you have CeeDee Lamb there, but, I mean, there's definitely room for a second target. I mean, who else are we really worried about taking targets away from Lamb and Pickens? It should be pretty consolidated. You just got, Ferguson there, but, whatever. So, what are your thoughts on George Pickens landing in Dallas?
I mean, I'd be surprised if someone basically didn't think of anywhere along these lines. I mean, feel free to type in the chat if you disagree with this, but I don't know if there was a better landing spot for him. This is the ultimate landing spot for George Pickens. I feel like his skill set too, besides CeeDee Lamb, I feel like that really lines up well, whereas the DK and Pickens, that just didn't make any sense. They had a lot of the same skill sets as these deep threat receivers, and good with the ball in their hands downfield, not necessarily around the line of scrimmage, stuff like that. So I really like this the fit, to say the least, and there's plenty of opportunity. The whole Lamb thing, who really cares? We know that George Pickens isn't a top 12 dynasty receiver or NFL receiver.
Right.
So being alongside him, he could be a Jordan Addison or Jordan Addison even plus, is I think just the best of what you can expect from Addison Pickens going forward. And just that Dallas offense is always awesome, passing wise.
Yep.
Regardless of what you think of Dak, I mean, he slings it, right? He lets that thing fly. So he's had some really hot passing seasons. So I think it's a great.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure. I don't have his stats in front of me. I could pull them up, but hasn't Dak had a close to 5,000 yard passing type of season? So I mean, he doesn't do that every year, but I mean, if he's healthy, he's pretty much always passing for north of 4,000 yards. So it's definitely a fun offense to be in. Yeah, I really couldn't imagine a better spot. You have a rock solid quarterback in Dak. I mean, just year after year, the Cowboys are just always going to be one of the top offenses in the NFL. So and
they don't have a running back.
Addison thing.
Addison. Oh, and I was like, what's even better? They don't even have a freaking running back right now. The Javonte. It just says even more about this team's gonna live through the air. But what are you gonna say about Addison?
Yeah, I mean, you read my mind in that. I swear to God, I was just about to bring up Addison, and then you brought him up. So my mind was in exactly the same place. And maybe even better than Addison, or maybe even going further back into Vikings history there. How about Adam Thielen in his prime when he was playing alongside whether it was Stephon Diggs or Justin Jefferson. He was just that awesome 1B or second option or whatever you want to call him. But Thielen had some awesome fantasy seasons. And the cool thing about the Vikings is that they always seem to have this very consolidated, target tree or whatever, where it's not, the targets aren't being split up amongst like a bunch of different guys. So it's all very consolidated. They pretty much just funnel the targets to like the top two receivers, maybe a tight end, some to the running back. And I think that's how it's going to be. And like you said, like the Cowboys don't really have a prominent running back. They have a solid tight end, but like not a world beater. Mm-hmm. So I really think that like after CeeDee Lamb, you're looking around the Cowboys offense for like your next playmaker, your next weapon. You're gonna be looking at George Pickens.
Yeah, it was shocking they didn't add anyone in the draft. This is what they needed.
Are you frozen?
Oh, yeah, I could hear that whole time, but I think we broke up a little bit there. But yeah, the fact that they didn't add anyone in the draft was really strange, especially at running back too. Ray just blew. So, right. Yeah, I mean, why this didn't happen in the draft, I'm not too sure. It's kind of a big shock, actually, that it just happened on this random Wednesday. I actually saw some tweets, like, I think literally minutes before the trade happened, because, like, I was up really early, and it was basically just, like, saying, oh, like, rumor Pickens traded, and then not, 20 minutes later, then I see the official post, so I guess there was a little bit of leaks going on, like, hours before, but yeah, I kind of came out of the blue, though we knew he was a trade candidate. So that was definitely fun to see this whole trade go down. And I feel like it's rare you see that, a trade go down right after the draft with a reasonably valued player. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely exciting. Now, we could segue.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, Pickens is definitely a fan.
Cut out, I guess.
Oh, yeah, I was just saying, Pickens is definitely a fantasy-relevant player, and I am feeling good about one trade I made just before the NFL draft where I sent away a 110 for George Pickens and Jalen Wright. It's in a 14-team league, pretty standard. I think it's like start 9 or 10, super flex, PPR. I think the tight end premium is like 0.75. But, yeah, what do you think? Did that trade age pretty well? Or did it just go from being like a bad trade to maybe just even trade? What are your thoughts on that?
Based off a trade I made of like Pickens, like I was begging for someone to give me a first for Pickens pre-draft, even though I thought like very likely he could get traded. I guess like I don't know how likely, like still under 50%. I was probably thinking. So I was really happy when I got like basically a 111 for him in Grease Bowl. Mm-hmm. So yeah, before the draft. Okay. I don't think I loved it, but it was a 14-man league, so I think you got to give a little more credit to your side on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, now you've hit the kind of maximum range of outcomes as far as you get the amazing landing spots.
Yeah.
So I think it's aged well, and Wright has a chance to fight off Ollie Gordon as a backup. So better than when I thought when he did it.
Yeah. So hopefully it's at least an even trade right now. Definitely feeling a lot better about it. But what I'm wondering is, like, since I'm probably not contending in that league, I'm wondering if, like, I could flip George Pickens now for, I don't know, maybe this is wishful thinking. Feel free to bring me back down to earth here. I'm getting carried away, but, like, I don't know how carried away, like, the dynasty market is getting with Pickens right now or kind of what the sentiment is out there. I don't know if you have any sense of that yet. Obviously, the trade just went down today, so I don't really have too much of a sense of like how the market is fully reacting to that. But I'm wondering, like, is there any scenario in which maybe once like the market is fully adjusted to this new excitement about Pickens being in Dallas, you think there's any chance I could move Pickens for like approximately like the player I would have taken at the 110 plus a little something on top? You think is that in the range of outcomes in any leagues?
I mean, are you saying like RJ Harvey?
Yeah, let's just say, could I trade Pickens, like, maybe not today, but, like, once, because sometimes it takes, like, the market a little extra time to fully, like, adjust to, like, a change in value. So let's just say a week or two from today, everyone is, like, fully adjusted to, okay, Pickens on the Cowboys. They had a chance to process it and adjust their values. So, like, 2 weeks from today, can I move Pickens for RJ Harvey plus? Could I move him for Matthew Golden plus?
How about this? Yeah, anytime this offseason, I think you probably can. I don't know how good the plus is. I think you probably can, just because of how good of a landing spot is. But it could be a manager-dependent thing. I think that's the real question. Is like before the market gets there, what's his market value? I mean, I guess we can kind of like take a look at this startup board here. Like this is a 2 PPR, but we can get a good visual of the players on the board and how far he was falling prior to this trade, because he was taken right after it. And this is a funny story I'll have to tell real quick. So I went to sleep. Yeah, I'm co-managing with my buddy Trent. We go to sleep and pick 8-5s on the clock. We own pick 8-6. This is a little reminiscent of the Justin Fields thing, though not nearly as bad. In the break room, just like unfortunate, just being super unfortunate. But what I did, a guy had messaged me that was at pick 8-10. He goes, "Oh, hey, what would you want to trade back?" So I sent him an offer, and I withdraw it though because I'm going to bed, and I'm just like, let's just see how this pick goes. But this is kind of like what we'd be asking, not much. But then I'm like, nah, I gotta add a fourth to that. So I added a fourth to it, resent it, but I forgot to withdraw that one. So then the deal was still there, and then he even messaged me by the time I woke up, and was like, "Oh shoot, I didn't even read your message, I just accepted it." But Pickens wasn't even traded at that time. It was even 20, 30 minutes after I read that message. Anyway, so and then he had then made the pick, and it was just this, what are the odds? I didn't want him to even accept the deal, but it was my fault for leaving it around because I resent the deal. So basically then, between picks 8-6 and 8-10, Pickens was traded and then selected before we could have owned the pick to take him, which would have been a solid value. But I don't think it was enough of a value to really care that much. Though I think it's I think it's certainly a good value regardless though at 8-8.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean it'll be interesting to see now in a startup happening after the pick and trade to the Cowboys. How does the market adjust to that? Where would he go in a startup now? Would it be a round or two earlier? I'm not sure.
Well, let's take a look at this board here, right? I think that's just what we gotta do. I honestly think Metcalf gets a boost too because I guess Pickens gets traded, but because of the Dallas thing and Pittsburgh, he's younger. I can't see a reason to have Metcalf over Pickens at this point, right? I
agree.
I think I already lean Pickens just a smidgen over Metcalf, anyways, because Metcalf hasn't done anything in the last couple of years. You pass Ayuk. I'm willing to put him ahead of Moore simply because of age and target competition and just the cluster of every factor. I'm willing to skip ahead of all these guys. I'd probably place him right here then, between Addison and JMO. So we were just mentioning Addison. I think I'd be willing to put him in this range right here. Any thoughts on that, or JMO versus Pickens? You don't seem to think that JMO will stick around in the Lions very much longer. Within a year, could be gone. So at that point, wouldn't you rather just a Dallas Pickens who just gets traded there, could get extended, or would you rather a JMO?
I mean, I think they're very similar. I mean, they're both kind of knuckleheaded, high weekly upside, fairly low floor type of wide receivers, pretty volatile. And you just kind of never know what you're getting with them. They're sometimes at odds with their NFL team. So yeah, they both feel a little dicey at any given moment, but at the same time, definitely very intriguing talents at the wide receiver position that I absolutely want to own on my dynasty teams. So yeah, not the safest guys. You know what I mean? You're gonna get some volatility with them. You never know when there might be traded to a different NFL team or suspended or God knows what. But I think they're worth owning. Certainly at what they cost. Yeah, I think they're very similar. I think they're very similar. So
you put them in.
You kind of just pick your flavor there.
So you put them right in this Addison kind of Pickens and JMO range. Is that you think he fits along with those guys?
Yeah, I mean, we'd even brought up Addison. Yeah. I mean, I think those three receivers.
He's even a knucklehead.
Similar to each other.
Yeah, he's even a knucklehead driver. in the off
Right.
season. Like these guys are all look at
Yeah.
that. Like they're all working.
Exactly. Yeah. These three guys, like, you want to talk about like the fantasy
Yeah,
doppelgangers? We got
three of them.
three of them right here.
Yeah, that's right. They're
Yeah.
triplets.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it is a pretty good tier for them. Honestly, the way that
Yeah.
this draft fell out, I won't look at the I guess the receivers that were going earlier, like whatever. But the ones that went behind, yeah, I'm fine with all those guys going behind. The three triplets there in this range. So I think that's probably yeah, that's how I would evaluate them right now. Um,
Mm.
I think it's pretty fair to be honest, and it is a little bit of
Yeah.
projection, I guess. But the one thing about the projection is it's like I don't know, like we've seen Pickens have monster games, like his separation and like yards per route run metrics have went up each season. He's kind of went from being this like I don't know like what like the one-handed catch machine and the highlight reel machine to like and I was
Yeah.
really by the way I was really skeptical of Pickens in his first and second year of Dynasty, but going into last year I really started to understand like hey like I think he's like his abilities as a receiver has started like kind of change and I think he's more of a legit receiver now. And though I'm not like I only have one share of him. I even traded one away. I think he's a pretty solid, buy candidate high here, and I think he can certainly translate into, whatever. Like it could be like top 24 producing receiver next year. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I hadn't really considered much the idea of buying him high right now after his trade to the Cowboys. I mean, of course, like generally just kind of knee jerk reaction. You see a player go up in value and it's easy to just think like, oh man, like I missed my window. But it certainly can be a good idea at times to buy a guy on the way up. I'm just trying to think if this is one of those situations because, I mean, um, you joked, I can't remember if you said it on stream, but certainly off stream, you were talking about how, like, in all like 12-year dynasty leagues or whatever, like every George Pickens manager like put him up on the trade block, right when like the trade went down today, and it's just so funny how everyone's just trying to like obviously like play the market there, like sell him high because like his value's going up and everything, and it's so predictable. But like despite that, is there a way that like you can take advantage of that in a way where like the manager thinks he's selling high and you can kind of play it, play along with that, you know what I mean? Like, oh man, all right, what's he going to cost now? Whatever. But if you can negotiate that to like a reasonable price where maybe it's not even that much different to
Yeah.
what Pickens would have sold before, maybe it's just a situation of like, okay, but now the manager can actually get the price he wanted. Like, whereas like, like let's say like the price of Pickens now is like a late projected first with a little, extra something on top,
Yeah, I think
let's
that's the
say
case.
that's what the manager would have.
Yeah, I really think that's the case, right?
Well, let's
Like
say the manager. Yeah.
the old Pickens managers would
And so
have
like,
wanted the 110 or whatever for him, right? And now I think, okay, people are going to be actually willing to pay that. That's why you didn't see George Pickens really get moved much. We did a trade, and I did a trade with Coda, but those both involved me buying and selling him in the same day. Other than that, I haven't seen any Pickens trades. And like you said, I saw him go on the block all over the place, but I didn't see him get traded anywhere. So I think that tells you like people are just like, opportunity's gone.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's going to cost you really anything more. I mean,
I was trying to buy him. Yeah, I think it's one of those situations where like what the manager wanted before and couldn't get, now he can actually get it. So is he going to want something on top of even that? Like we'll see. Like of course, some of the managers are going to be greedy and want the moon or whatever, and really want to. Like, oh man, like, he's on the Cowboys now. I need like this and that, So of course there are gonna be some managers out there like that, but I'm sure there are some that are just happy to now have a window that they can like move off George Pickens because maybe they're just tired of him or, they're just sort of tired of his volatility or whatever the reason might be. And so if you can negotiate something reasonable, it's possible that it's a good time to buy on the way up. So yeah, I hadn't really thought about that too much. Just because, you see all these people putting him on the trade block. And it's like, oh, geez, I don't even want to, like, go down that road. But it might not hurt to inquire. Like, you might be able to get him at less than you think.
Yeah, I really don't think he's gonna be. I mean, yeah, your manager, each one will be different, but I think if someone like actually wants to move him, I really don't think the price really is went up much. Though he's much more, desirable now. So, yeah, I don't know if I'll necessarily be buying any, but I could. Oh. Hey, we're delayed here.
I was gonna say, we got Sebastian. Yeah, I've been noticing that. Like, I don't know, like, do you want me to like sign off and maybe like sign back on or something?
Let's just restart it real quick here because it's really getting hard. We'll just do a quick second break here. Okay. I'll end it and send you a new one. Give us a moment here, fellas. Just starting a new Zoom. I see your comment there, Seb. We will reply to it in a moment. Sleep. All right. The link has been sent. Should just be a second here for Dan. I guess I can talk with Seb here in the meantime. But yeah, hey man, if I want Pickens, all I gotta do is send an offer. Yeah, I mean, hey man, you got lucky. That was good. That ended up working out well for you. That trade I made while falling asleep. Pretty good price on Pickens there, no doubt. We gotta talk some trades here, Seb. Hasn't been too many between you and I. Oh, and we're back.
Hey, and I'm back. All right, we still live?
Yep.
Great.
So yeah, Seb was just addressing Seb's comment there.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah. I said, Diggs, if you want Pickens, bro, all you gotta do is stop blushing over him and ask. I love it. Because Sebastian was the one that was able to grab Pickens there in that startup, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he was the one that got him. Uh-oh.
Yeah. So lucky timing there on his part, but definitely good for his team there. So I don't know. Like I think it wouldn't hurt to knock on the door of some Pickens owners. Like go to those managers that put them on the block and see what it actually costs. Like it doesn't hurt. Like it might not be as much as you think.
Yeah, Seb says he's open 24/7 here, so that's good to know.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, we know Sebastian loves to trade. So, yeah. Hey, you might want to start a conversation and see what the asking price is.
Absolutely. So let's take a quick look, gander here. I don't know. I guess at the startup in general. One thing I was interested in is where these rookie picks are going in this draft versus break room. So I'm gonna pull up both drafts.
Yeah, Sebastian asks, what draft picks you got, Diggs?
I have 103 and
I think he's referring
110.
103 and 110. Okay, yeah. Hey, I mean, like, I think, the key to startups these days, at least in some leagues, is just like kicker. Like, just grab all those rookie picks.
That's right. I'm going to actually, it'll give me a second here. I'll pull up the break room startup. There's just a workaround that I have to do it real quick.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Yeah, no problem.
pull it up on desktop. We're still delayed, by the way, but we're making it work at the moment.
Yeah, I noticed that. So yeah, I'm not sure what the deal with that is. I don't know if it's like a Zoom issue or what the problem is, but hopefully at some point we can figure it out so we don't have have this issue on any future streams.
Yeah, I was just saying connection error on my
might be part of the reason why we only have one person watching right now.
Oh, hopefully not.
What's that?
It was saying connection error on my side, but we'll have to just kind of roll with it for now.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if it gets bad, we can just end the stream. I mean, we were gonna plan on keeping this short anyways tonight. But yeah, we should be back again on Sunday. So, but we'll see if we can make this work. But yeah, I've definitely been noticing some delays and kind of a little bit of a disconnect there. So I don't know, Sebastian, let us know how bad it is. Let us know if we should just end it. But if it's good enough, we'll keep going. So let us know. Let's see what he says here. Sebastian says, let's see. I think we misinterpreted Sebastian's questions. When he said what draft picks you got, Diggs, he's talking about for a Pickens trade. He says, what else would you add on to the 110? And then Sebastian says 7 people watching. Okay. It says 3 right now, but of course the number's always changing.
Yeah, it's always been.
Yeah, whoever's watching. Yeah. But yeah, for anyone that's watching right now, happy to have you in here. Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday night, Dynasty and Beers, second night in a row. Glad to be back and streaming again regularly. Yeah, we're definitely going to be back on Sunday doing another stream. Dynasty Goats is what we call our Sunday stream. So yeah, definitely subscribe if you're new around here, like the stream, and if you want to be notified when we go live, hit the notification bell. But really appreciate everyone watching, everyone's support.
Yeah. So,
and what do you think, Blake? Do we want to negotiate a George Pickens trade? Right here on the live stream. What do you think?
Unfortunately, no. Well, number one, too much delay to do it. Number two,
okay.
As much as I think he's a good buy too, I'm more concerned in the startup about the roster constructing and all that stuff rather than caring about getting a one random player. That's for certain. So,
right. For sure.
Hey, maybe on the
plus you're thinking about you're thinking of the value of the rookie picks on the clock and everything, and that's something that, like you said, some random player can't really replicate.
And not only that, what I love about the 110, just owning it at least. I'm not even necessarily saying about making a pick, but there's so much options for your team building. You can get any position there.
Yeah.
The 110 or trade into it at any other position pretty easily. Whereas you can't really do that if you just trade for a player. And when you're building a startup team, again, I don't want to be drafting for need necessarily. So love the 110 and
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, those picks are so liquid, so flexible. So yeah, hard to replicate that with a player. Yeah,
absolutely. It's funny because the picks, even if they're technically, even if we just kind of entertain that they're actually worth less than maybe just slightly less than a player that you're drafting on the board at any given moment.
Right.
The fact that when you mix them in, and let's say you draft 6 reasonably high picks, the way that you can use that picks they're so much more valuable to you because you just have so much more information about your team and what you need to do with them. Because if you drafted a quarterback and then you have another draft pick and you might end up kind of like how you did in Break Room where you have 4 quarterbacks all of a sudden, and then now you're needing to either just kind of hang on to them or sell them. Obviously, that was more of a unique situation where you got the great deal on Fields and stuff, but you see people with loads of receivers, loads of running backs, and you can't even start them all.
Right. And yeah, I think there also is value in in the break room, you accumulated so many rookie picks on your team that it just kind of felt like you basically owned the rookie draft. And I think there was a lot of power in that. It just created so many different options that of what you could do like during the rookie draft, like whether you're like making the picks, moving around the board, getting all your guys, like trading up, trading back, trading for players. Like it just gives you so many options, and like you can trade them to anybody.
Yeah, and real quick, looking at kind of just counting it out. Yeah, picks are going a little bit sooner. The 202 is kind of going where the 112 was in the other draft, for example. Actually, the 202/203 is going where the 112 was just like a month ago in our other startup. Same exact format. Not a single thing has changed. So interesting to see that, yeah, things have, the picks are certainly going a little higher. Well, you know what's hilarious, though? The 103 somehow went at the exact same pick as the 406, which I thought we absolutely stole on this one. I could not believe we got the 103 at 406. Like, that just seems ridiculous to me.
Yeah, that really does. Yeah. And also like, yeah, the delay is pretty bad. Like, I mean, you're not even like moving most of the time, and like, yeah, your voice is a little tough. Like, I'm kind of thinking like we probably just better like end the stream here. I hate to do it because, you know, I love doing these streams and I love interacting with everyone, but like, man, it's just really tough right now. And I don't even know what the experience like is for the viewer right now. I don't know if it's like awful or if it's tolerable, but it's really tough for me to even like follow what you're saying. And like, I feel like half of it's missing, and I think we just got to call it, sadly.
Yeah, we can call it. Funny enough, for like my side, it's just a little bit of delay, but that's hard to like kind of sync up our voices here. But I at least can hear like what you're saying, and they can hear me. But yeah, let's just end it, and we'll stream again when we can here. It's technical difficulties.
Yeah, we'll stream again on Sunday. Like I said, we were planning on keeping this short anyway, so this problem actually enables us to actually hold true to that rather than saying we're going to be short and then going 2 hours anyway. So yeah, maybe a blessing, just because like we were both trying to like go to bed like not too late tonight. Yeah, we both got some things going on tomorrow, so yeah, but I'm really glad we were able to hop on here and cover the George Pickens trade. It's definitely a fun bit of news here, unexpectedly on a random Wednesday here. So thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you for the support. Definitely subscribe, like, all that good stuff. And we will see you guys again on Sunday.